Johnny, these 15-minute cities, they've struck a raw nerve with bloody people out there. We've got hundreds of comments flooding in about them. Yeah, well, it means big changes, fundamental changes to people's lives, Johnny. Well, we've selected a few, Johnny, and we're just going to ask you a couple of questions about them. Yeah, righto, Johnny, hit me with them. If I can't answer them, we'll find somebody who can. All right, Johnny, this is from Wang Rider, and Wang Rider asks, Johnny, where did this idea come from in the first place? Well, they've been around for a few decades, you know, Johnny. People have bandied around this idea for a while, but it actually came to pass during lockdown. Yes, lockdown in, of all places, Paris. Paris!
Now, what's interesting is that the concept of a 15-minute city didn't really take off until the start of the pandemic in early 2020. The story goes that city planners in Paris noticed that people would stay in their local areas because of the pandemic.
Jesus Christ! So they stayed in their little area and seemed to be quite happy doing it.
This gave them the idea to try out Carlos's 15-minute concept in the city. The thing is that Anne Hidalgo, the mayor of Paris, was apparently planning on dividing the city into 15-minute districts months before the pandemic actually began. Doing so was actually part of her 2020 re-election campaign.
So the powers that be, Johnny, they started thinking, by Jesus, if we could get people to stay in their little area and not bother driving around in their stupid fucking car, by Jesus, this idea could work. Paris, that bastion of freedom. Yeah, righto, Johnny, righto. This is from Diggity Dog. And Diggity Dog says, will there actually be fines if you exceed your vehicle out-of-zone travel requirements, Johnny? I mean, if you go out of your zone, do you get fined? Fines? Well, yeah, the figure that's been bandied around, Johnny, they intend to let you go out of your zone 100 times a year in your vehicle. Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, I'm not sure whether you've got to seek permission for every time in that 100 you go out of the bloody zone. That remains to be seen. But, Johnny, as we've mentioned, what if you've got kids that have music lessons 25 minutes away or whatever? Do you have to keep applying for these bloody permits to leave the fucking zone?
I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
But apparently if you exceed this 100 times a year, you got to bloody pay, or if you sneak out, you will be fined. Johnny, what if you've got a bloody girlfriend who's 40 k's away, maybe? Yeah, you're going to see your girlfriend once a week? That's never going to happen. The figure they bandy around for exceeding this bloody, this excursion limit is an £80 fine, which is about 150, 160 Australian dollars. We get the picture, Johnny. They're going to be after... There's going to be... Which is a pretty big fucking fine if you ask me. Well, Jesus, I don't know about all that, Johnny. There's going to be trouble there, but this one's from Slapper. And Slapper asks, how will they police vehicle movements in or out of the community zone? That's a bloody good question, Johnny. What are they going to... What are they going to do? How will they police it, Johnny? This is the best part. They're going to police it with surveillance cameras everywhere. Surveillance cameras? Are you bloody kidding? Yeah, we're all going to be surveilled. Surveilled? I don't know whether surveilled's a word, Johnny, is it? I'm not sure. Well, whether it's a word or not, Johnny, you know what I mean. They're going to be watching us. They're going to say VH4 has gone over.
In practice, 15-minute cities mean setting up cameras everywhere to keep track of where everyone is driving to ensure that they do not leave their designated district too frequently. In the case of Oxford, these boundaries will be enforced through traffic filters that will automatically issue fines to violating vehicles. Those living in a particular area will be allowed to drive into other districts up to 100 times a year. After that, fines get issued. Now this sounds like a lot until you realise that many people need to drive through several districts to commute to work. The council addressed these concerns by saying that commuters could just use the ring roads outside of the main city. The community responded by pointing out that this would take a lot more time and cause a lot more pollution. And reducing pollution and car use is supposedly the purpose of the pilot.
But Johnny, surely the good people of Oxford had a vote on this, didn't they?
To add insult to injury, the council outright ignored the public comments it received during the consultation period for the pilot, which lasted from early October to mid-November. 93% of the 4,814 comments it received were opposed to the pilot for multiple reasons, with only 7% supporting it. Now, rather than acknowledge that the pilot was extremely unpopular, the council doubled down on its 15-minute city obsession. It dismissed all critics as conspiracy theorists and went as far as collaborating with social media platforms to fact-check and censor every possible criticism.
So every movement will be tracked, and that's VO65 going through there. He's gone through there. He's gone through 3 times in a week.
And they have been the entire time.
VO63, he's gone through there 3 times this week. He's going to be fined. Yeah, there goes $150. People of Oxford in England, Johnny, they come out on the weekend and they made it pretty bloody clear. They don't like this bloody 15-minute zoning shit. You're gonna see your girlfriend once a week? That's never gonna happen.
Now that's a scream.